on tap. It's the Battle of Lakota, Part 2. Can Lakota West even up the home and home, or can Lakota East sweep the series? It's next on Chatterbox Live. Along with head coach Sean Van Winkle, I'm Geoff Kim. Week number 8 on tap, actually number 9 on tap here, and we've got the Battle of Lakota here in Liberty Township tonight. The last time out for the Thunderhawks, they won a thriller in overtime in Princeton on Tuesday, 57-54. 7 players scored in double figures. Trey Perry led everyone with 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. Meanwhile, Lakota West dropped in 7th in its last 8 games, falling to Fairmont on Monday, 57-43. The Firebirds got a team-high 11 points from Bryce and Curry. As we bring in the coach, you've been a part of this rivalry before. There's nothing quite like it here in Southwest Ohio.
It's unbelievable, Jeff. Throw out the records. Welcome to one of the best rivals in all of high school basketball. And like you mentioned, it's the Battle of Lakota. East versus West. It's a war every single time. You've got the greatest scorer in Lakota West history, Nathan Dudukovich, going against the Lakota East team that's starting to figure things out at the right time of the year. Emotions are going to be high. Large crowd tonight. Buckle up, enjoy the next 90 minutes, buddy.
Well, I'll tell you, in talking about East, as we head to your keys to this ball game, you talked about Nathan Dudukovich, who is something special over at West, their all-time point scorer over there, over in Beckett Ridge. They've got something going here at East with the sophomore and Trey Perry.
Absolutely, and we'll jump right into the keys and talk about it. Trey Perry and Dudukovich, we're going to talk about all night long, but we'll go right in to Lakota East and the keys to victory tonight for Lakota East. Dudukovich, we're going to say his name a lot. He's such a special player. Talking to Coach Atkins, they have got to stop him. LeBron Powell guarded him last time, held him to only 12 points. The other thing that Coach Atkins said is we have to be patient. Lakota East will take high percentage shots, which means they'll get 2 or 3 reversals on offense. They got to be very patient on offense tonight and make the West Firebirds guard them for a long possession. And the last thing, Jeff, we'll get into is Lakota East coach always says this. I had it. I looked at last year's keys, and the third key he says, play within your role. A lot of times when you get a crowd, it says 2,800 people's allowed in here, and we got 2,800 tonight. When you play in a crowd like this, you look to sometimes get out of your role. Coach Atkins goes, do your role. If you're a screener, you're a screener. You're a point guard, you're bringing the ball up and you're distributing. So everybody's got to play within their role tonight for East to end up winning this game.
Before we get to your keys on West, one of the things that bears mentioning, you mentioned last year for a moment, Clint had always been talking about things like the 6'2" Army. They got a little bit more size now.
I brought that. So you must have been listening to our conversation. I talked to him about that. They do have a little more size inside with the Jackson kid, and so it's a little bit different look for East. Now they still have that tough mentality on defense as well. That makes it part of that old 6'2" Army as well.
On to Lakota West. Obviously, the feature guy that we'll be talking about is Nathan Dudukovich, beg your pardon, but there's got to be a little bit more than just Nathan.
It has to be. So the first thing Coach Leon said, he said, look, we got to rebound. In order for us to win, we got to rebound the ball because they're going to make us guard for a long possession. If we give them an offensive board, we're in trouble. Lakota West has to rebound, and they got to win that war. They got to have some constant, consistent pressure on the ball. And what does that mean is like when they're trying to run that offense, the Lakota West Firebirds have got to get a hand in there. They got to pressure the ball. And the last thing he said is it's got to be somebody else. This is Coach Leon. It's got to be somebody else besides Dudukovich. He can carry him. We've seen that. He's scored 30 a bunch of times. He's scored 50. But somebody else is going to step up. Me and you seen these guys play Lakota West a couple weeks back. Who's it going to be? Barber, Lavender? Is it going to be off the bench? You know, who you never know. But he said somebody else has to step up and help the Dudukovich tonight.
You know, when we saw Lakota West 2 weeks ago in that double overtime thriller against Middletown over in Beckett Ridge, we saw Luka Gilbert show up for a half, the first half, and really keep them in the game against Sycamore. Maybe they need that big man here to impose his presence here tonight.
And he impressed you and I greatly that night. And it could be Drain, the guard, the aggressive scorer that they have. It could be Lavender, who's a senior. This is his last, and he'll remember this. This is Lavender's last game in this gym. And you want that bragging rights. And with him being a senior, it's a big, big deal for him. And also Curry, the point guard, he's a drive first guy, but he's been shooting a little bit better lately. So a lot of those guys got opportunity tonight to step up.
You mentioned in one of your key points about rebounding. East right now is literally even Steven. They have given up as many rebounds as they have taken. 22 and a half a ball game. They're literally at exactly the same number for the entire total of this season against their opposition. West is minus 1.3 in rebounding this year. However, there's one area they have an advantage tonight over East, at least statistically. They have 8.3 rebounds on the offensive glass. Second point shots obviously will be a factor tonight.
It's huge. And again, East is known for their half-court, grinded out defense. But there is opportunity because West will spread you out. They shoot a lot of threes. A lot of threes are long rebounds. Opportunity to get offensive rebounds for the Firebirds. They have a little bit of advantage on some height and athletic ability, but the Lakota East Thunderhawks, like you said, they're a little bigger than normal this year.
Let's give you a little bit more of the tail of the tape. East comes into this ball game scoring 55 points a ball game, giving up 53, just about a 2-point plus on the differential. West, on the other hand, 52.3 points that they've scored per ball game, but they've given up 57.2. They're minus 5.
Wow. Those stats are telling. They're telling, and that's a huge thing. When you look at these teams, they're right in the middle of the pack, Geoff. You talked about the reboundings, even Steven with Lakota East on that stat, which is a great stat. They're 7-7. Their record is even Steven. You look at their 7 wins, they're rebounding better than their opponent. And when they lose, they get out-rebounded. So that's a key that Coach Leon was really, really harping on when we talked on the phone yesterday.
Furthermore, East is winning the assist-to-turnover battle, at least from an assist standpoint anyways. 11.2 a ball game. They give up about 12.5 turnovers a ball game. On the other side for West, 8.3 assists a ball game and just under 12 turnovers a ball game. If nothing else, if we're going to see East play well, they're going to share the ball pretty well tonight.
They do. And that's what you just brought up is a great statistic, Geoff, because Lakota East is known for making that extra pass. Okay? Lakota West, quite frankly, is known to play out in the open court a little bit. So you don't see as many assists when that happens. But Lakota East historically has been a very good passing team. They have not had this many turnovers year in and year out on an average like they are this year, though.
The last time these two teams met up, it was the first game of this home-and-home series back in December. On December 16th in Beckett Ridge, East won at 59-46. Trey Perry, who's going to be a familiar name with us tonight, led all scorers with 19 points. Now, the last time the Firebirds won in this series, that was a memorable game in every sense of the word. Back on February 25th last year, Nathan Dudukovich scored 35 in West Claremont at a sectional final, and that was career win number 500 for Jim Leon.
Yeah, and again, we talked about those wins before, a lot of AAU wins, and he coached on the girls' side a little bit. You brought up Trey Perry. When I talked to Coach on Wednesday, Coach Atkins, he couldn't stop talking about this guy. He said he's a gym rat. He's earned everything he gets. He's a great percentage shooter, and his percentages across the board are amazing because he gets in the gym like crazy. This is what he said, Geoff. He may be the best player Coach Atkins has ever coached when it's all said and done.
Why a statement given that just a couple of years ago he had Nate Johnson in his gym?
Yeah, he's got guys playing all over in college. You know, we talked about the guy over at Taylor. He's got guys all over. To make that comment and say that he could end up being that guy, that's a very, very big compliment for Mr. Trey Perry.
Keep me in mind that we just mentioned Nate Johnson just a couple of years ago, Caden Furman, the big kid, Alex Mangold, who's down over at Florida Southeastern. A year before, Bash Wheeland, I believe, if I recall, he's over
down
at
Bellarmine. Yep. Guys all over. So that compliment on Trey Perry is huge. I asked him about Nate Johnson real quick. He's coming off the bench, and he's playing great in the MAC right now. So that's another kid that we watched and had a lot of fun highlights on Chatterbox with him.
In fact, I just saw on Twitter a couple of nights ago, he had a Showtime dunk. That was amazing. A lot of what we saw here in this very gym at the Hawks Nest just a couple of years ago. We are due for a timeout. When we return, Well, the starting lineups, the opening tip-off in this sold-out house at the Hawks Nest here in Liberty Township. This is our game of the week here on Chatterbox Live. You're ready now. Let's give you the starting lineups here in this ball game. Let's start with the visitors, the Lakota West Firebirds at 5-10. 4-5 in the GMC. Their head coach is Jim Leon in his 5th year with the program, 54-60. In his 29th year overall, he's 505 and 343. In the backcourt to start things off tonight is one, Bryson Curry, a 6-foot-tall junior. He'll run with 13, Nathan Dudukovich at 6'3", a senior. Also, Jason Lavender, he'll be up front at 6'4", a senior. 21 is Christopher Barber, 6'3", a senior. And manning the center position tonight to start things off, 24 is Luka Gilbert at 6'7". The head coach for Lakota East is Clint Adkins in his 9th year, 156 and 54. The Lakota East Thunderhawks are 7-7, 5-4 in the GMC. The guards tonight are 0, Trey Perry at 6 foot tall, a sophomore. 1, LeBron Benny Powell at 6'2", a senior. 2 is Tyler Bachman at 6'1", a junior. Up front, it's 4, Julian Mitchell at 6'5", a senior, and number 12, Derek Jackson, 6'7", a junior. The assistant coaches tonight, first for Lakota West, Daryl Calloway and Scott Vanderhaar, and the assistants for East tonight, Kyle Vanderhorst, James Dews, Andrew Ovington, and Brett Kostoff. Partner, you ready to go on this one?
Absolutely. No surprises in the starting lineups. Both of them rolled out who we thought they were going to roll out. Again, who's going to guard Dudukovich? It's probably going to be LeBron Powell. Who's going to guard Trey Perry? Or is Lakota West going to come out and play some funky zone to slow up East offense? But this is the time of the year that everybody's excited. The crowd's electric tonight. We got a DJ in the house, and we're getting ready to watch one heck of a high school basketball game.
And as you can see on the left side of your screen, an orange wave tonight for the student section.
Absolutely. One of the best student sections in all of Southwest Ohio.
Derek Jackson, the jump center, with Luka Gilbert. It's the white uniforms with the silver numerals and the black trim for East, and it's the red uniforms with the white numerals for visiting West. As we await the tip on this one, taps controlled by East, and away we go here at the Hawks Nest. Bachman got a touch, Trey Perry now. Top of the key, straight on 3, misfires, and a long rebound to Dudukovich, and West will get the ball rolling on offense.
They opened up man-to-man, Lakota West did. Quick shot for East, a little bit of surprise. Of course, East is in their guaranteed Thunderhawk man-to-man defense.
Bryson Curry runs the point, averaging 4.5 points a ball game. Dudukovich a brief touch. He'll come back around, trying to fight back around the screen. Instead gives to Barber, low left. Back to Gilbert, skips it outside, Lavender, and I think everybody now has a touch for West.
What a pass.
Gilbert misfires, and here comes East with the ball. Trey Perry, shake and bake. LeBron Benny Powell puts it on the deck. His brother, Tabron, plays at Lakota West. Go figure.
House divided, baby. House divided as East gets, that's the second reversal, looking to keep moving the ball. Here's the third, trying to get a good open high percentage shot, Jeff.
Double screen set up, and now Jackson comes off of it.
There it is.
They flash it in for Perry, 2-0 East.
Nice back screen over there by Julian Mitchell, who I absolutely love his game. Turned into a nice screener there.
Trey Perry averaging just under 19 a ball game. Here's the runner, no good Barber. And the rebound to Derek Jackson for East.
Derek Jackson with that good interior defense, Jeff. He's brought a lot of strength and interior defense for the Thunderhawks.
Tyler Bachman, and now they place it back over for Benny Powell, no good. Couldn't get the shot on the runner on the baseline, 2-0 as the home team leads it. Just about 2 minutes gone on by here in this first quarter. 3 to open things up for Jason Lavender, no good. The rebound, the putback, that's no good for Barber. And we got a whistle underneath.
Barber working. We watched him in Middletown, really just a hustler play. He likes going to his left, as we see him here. He's in there battling, never gives up, gets to the foul line where Barber is really a very low percentage shooter at 31%.
Well, one thing we did mention at the top of our broadcast, offensive rebounding would be a factor, and so far West has the lead on that. Barber is a 32% shooter at the stripe this year, averaging just about 5 points a contest.
Really a defender is his role on this team, but they're going to need a little bit more out of him tonight.
1 of 2. Well, one of the things that we saw, at least in the game 2 weeks ago, is if he gets the ball on that left lane line, he's going to take that shot.
He is taking it to the left, and everybody in the gym knows it. You just have to stop it.
2-1's your score. Bachman, top of the key. Perry off the high screen. Cannot shake the big man, Gilbert. Powell back to Penny, and now outside 3 from the corner!
Julian Mitchell, one of the best players, most all-around player on the East team, with a great rhythm 3. Going to Taylor University next year on a full scholarship.
There's a reach in. Tyler Bachman trying to get in the way of Dudukovich. Just a common foul. 5-1. You mentioned Mitchell, who's averaging just about 12 points a ball game, awfully good here to start things off.
Absolutely. They missed the slip. There it is.
It's Gilbert low left.
East miscommunication there. They never switch on those things, and Coach Atkins was a little frustrated there. The slip was wide open.
Gilbert gets his first 2. He's averaging about 3 points a ball game. He had a coming out party 2 weeks ago against Sycamore with 11.
He did. He played really well that night.
There's a takeaway, and West trying to tie it up, or a made 3 here will give them the lead, and the lead they got! First lead changed on a 5-0 run here for the visitors, West.
Who hit that?
The great Duke, the all-time leading scorer in Lakota West history.
Oh yeah, he's a fun player to watch.
He came into this ball game with 1,438 all-time points.
Yeah, battled some injury. Looks like he's back healthy tonight.
Here's Perry to answer back, skips away. The rebound, the putback, and we've got a foul underneath.
Jackson did a great job of going to the weak side rebound on that shot. Those are little bitty things that people don't see, but the shot goes up and he goes that weak side, gets that board. Great job as Jackson steps up for Lakota East.
Bryson Curry picks up his first personal. Team fouls are even at 1. Actually, no, it's 2-1, beg your pardon.
Jackson's a really good free throw shooter, Jeff. He comes in the game at 84%. Derek Jackson was my ball boy when I was the coach at Lakota East.
No
way
kidding.
Back in the day.
1 of 2. As we come up on the halfway point of this first quarter, we're tied up, our first tie of the ball game. Runner and good for Jason Lavender.
That was really good defense and great offense there as Lavender gets the ball to the basket. A guy we said he might be one of the guys that can step up here.
West is on a bit of a run. 7-1 here in the last couple of minutes.
I was really impressed watching West play man-to-man defense against Middletown as he steps out and get a foul. Really impressed. Because remember, they played a lot of zone. We watched them last year. But this team here seems to play a lot better man-to-man defense.
That's the first on the big man, Luka Gilbert. Jackson comes out. We see the emergence of Caden Meadows for Lakota East. While we wait for action to resume, LeBron Benny Powell to trigger. You and I mused prior to the ball game on the speed of the ball game, and right now it favors West.
It does. The extra pass there for East. East has sent a lot of ball screens as they shoot a 3 here.
3 from the wing, LeBron Benny Powell.
Again, working on his shot. He's shooting the ball better and better as the season progresses.
Second lead change of the ball game, 9-8.
But Coach Atkins sees something down there with that ball screen, putting West in that action.
Murray down to the corner, and now they throw it away. Intercepted by Meadows, and now they play it up front, and they'll have to set things up. Mitchell will wait, and now do we head the other way?
No,
the West players.
They got a foul. It's hard to see because the student section is so large, Jeff.
You know, it's funny. As you see it on your camera view, it's a little different than the view that the coach and myself have, especially since we are not the tallest of people to look over the crowd.
That's right. Yeah, it looks like he kind of got into Mitchell a little bit here. Sometimes they run a flare off this side action.
Barber picks up his first personal. That's 3 team fouls against Lakota West.
Nice read by Mitchell. Good defense.
They'll reset with Perry up top.
Boy, they set a lot of screens, especially off the ball screens, Jeff, which makes it extremely tough defensively, but Lakota West doing a good job fighting through them. Got an illegal screen down there. Again, I was just talking about those screens. Caught with a little bit of movement. West is getting strong through those screens. Caused an illegal screen down there.
They put up 34 on the ball. We didn't see Elijah Perry come out on the last dead ball, but he picks up the personal. And the team fouls are even at 3 apiece. Devon Drain, by the way, is in the ballgame. He got a touch.
Put a lot of pressure. See how they spread that out? They're really driving, getting paint touches. He might have walked.
Curry low left, finds Lavender for the score, and the lead changes again.
Again, we talked about Lakota West spreading them out and trying to get paint touches in the pregame, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Third lead
and I'm
change.
telling you, Coach Atkins sees something. They're coming out and putting Luka in that ball screen, and Trey Perry's coming off of it, and that's really putting a lot of pressure as they got his second foul on him. That is coaching 101. What a great call by Coach Atkins there.
So the big man, Gilbert, saddle with 2, comes out. Tight end on the football team. Actually, believe it or not, given his frame, right, at 6'7", and he's got a good jump shot, as we saw 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He's actually, believe it or not, a better football prospect right now.
He is, but he's a great screener and a good defender, and he played a little bit of offense against Middletown a few weeks ago.
Mitchell, top of the key. 1:33 to play in this first quarter. 1-point lead for West. Pass deflected, intended for Meadows, and taken away.
You rarely see an East player drive baseline. It's really a tough spot to go.
Drain, Barber, and now back over for Curry. Curry fills the lane, no good. Meadows the rebound for Lakota East. Here's Mitchell on the run. Here's the pop, 10-footer, no good for Elijah Perry. Dudukovich had a 3 earlier in this quarter. Underneath the hoop, he cannot get the ball to fall in.
Very strong baseline move there. Like you said, came up a little short there as Lavender fouls out in the open court. He's a little bit tired.
Fouls on Jason Lavender. That's his first, and now already 5 team fouls on Lakota West. This will be a factor very shortly.
Yeah, absolutely. Bringing another sophomore in right now, L.J. Green for the Firebirds.
By the way, Green made a big impact in our game 2 weeks ago. He had that buzzer beater in regulation to send it in overtime.
And sometimes, Jeff, when they didn't have Dudukovich playing tonight, other guys got opportunity. Now, Coach Leon feels a little more comfortable going a little deeper on his bench. This will be the last shot of the quarter with 40 seconds to go.
Bachman's back in, stuck.
This is a staple for Lakota East here, Jeff. They get that last shot if it's under a minute.
Perry, high, low, Meadows is blocked off the glass by Barber.
Coach Atkins is not happy that they shot it that quick because he's going down to get a drink of water way far down on the bench. You want the last shot, and that's...
Firebirds have the ball in the lead as we come down to 12 seconds.
Little pick and pop here. I know one guy that's not going to get open. Well, he is.
Dudukovich, nice step around. Oh, look at this! 3 on the way, no good. Everything but the bucket. Meadows the rebound, and we come to the end of our first 8 minutes tonight. A beauty in the works here in Liberty Township, 10-9 here on Chatterbox Live. To the second quarter we go, a one-point affair as visiting Lakota West has a one-point edge over the home team Lakota East. Along with Sean Van Winkle, I'm Geoff Kim. Our producer tonight, our main man, the mighty one, Reed Mouse. Our videographer, John Abney. And our junior producer, our statistician, is Mia Van Winkle.
Yeah, and a great defensive effort tonight. This pace is an East pace, but I'm telling you, it looks like West is getting better and better in their man-to-man defense. So they may be ready for a grinded-out game here. Look for them to start this quarter trying to get number 13, Nathan Dudukovich, a shot here off of a set play.
And it's Bryson Curry as he's checked by Tyler Bachman.
Well, Iverson cut for Dudukovich with a clear out. One-on-one. Powell, great defense. Bachman with great help.
Barber gets a touch.
Boy, Powell's not giving him anything. Look how far he's chasing Dudukovich out there at half court.
The return outside, Drain gives back Bryson Curry. A lot of athleticism on the outside. Here's Drain to the hole, no good.
Getting good paint touches, West.
Curry has some shake and bake to him. He's very efficient offensively.
High percentage shooter, both free throws, three-pointers, and field goal percentage.
One of the leading scorers in the GMC this year, about 18.5 a ball game.
Only a sophomore.
Curry back to Perry. Bachman gets a touch, and they work down low. Back outside. Here's a long three! Derek Jackson from long range gives East the lead.
That's Jackson's ninth made three-pointer on the year.
Third make from behind the arc for Lakota East tonight. 9 of their
pass.
12 from long range. No good. And here comes East trying to pad the lead. It's Mitchell dropping it off for Bachman.
3-on-2 break.
And a 5-0 run for Lakota East. In a game like this so far in the early minutes, that's a run.
It's a run. It's a huge run. And now Lakota West has to take a good shot as they're trying to post up Dudukovich.
Good ball denial as Dudukovich was working out there against LeBron Benny Powell.
Lavender coming back in. Lakota West likes to bring Dudukovich right into the block off these underneath out-of-bounds plays and post up sometimes.
See the emergence of Josiah Smith for Lakota East at 6'6", a senior. He wears number 15, and he's out high on your screen on the left. Barber has the height advantage.
Lakota East switching everything there.
West staying out on the perimeter. They have nothing inside right now. Just a little hand check on East.
Yeah, Josiah with a little hand check. Mr. Matt Felton out there, referee, veteran referee, one of the best Southwest Ohio, does state championship games year in and year out, both on, well, mainly on the boys' side. You want him in this game. You want the best refs and when you have this kind of atmosphere.
Well, you do have a sold-out house tonight here in Liberty Township as Dudukovich handles. And a bowl in a China scrap charge.
And Julian Mitchell steps over and just takes a nice charge for Lakota East. They're known for that. I mean, you've seen many charges for the Lakota East.
First on
Thunderhawks.
Dudukovich, 16 foul. The next one is one in the bonus the rest of the half.
And you know Nathan's going to press a little bit. You know, if he doesn't get a shot every 3 or 4 possessions, as we got.
A long three for Perry. He left it short. The back tap belongs to
This
Lakota
is the
West.
best time to find Dudukovich right now. When you got a little bit of transition.
Drain trying to create the high running floater. He got a prayer answer.
That was a nice shot. Good little hesitation, inside out, hesitation move to the baseline.
Averaging 7 points a ball game, 14-12.
Very aggressive scorer Drain is. He is always attacking the basket.
Mitchell, a nice move to the elbow. He can't get the shot from 15 to drop, though.
Dudukovich looks like he's a little tired a little bit here. They're trying to run. He wants to run down into the post, but he's really breathing hard here.
Well, he's got the brace on the right knee, by the way. He's missed a couple of games, by the way, in the last few weeks. He came off the bench in the game against Fairmont back on Monday. He did play significant minutes in that game, though.
He did, yep.
Here's Barber playing. Out to Devon Drain off the high screen by Lavender. Now returns it to Lavender. The lob inside. Barber low left. Returns it out. Here's the 15-footer. No good. Everything but the bucket here for West down this possession for L.J. Green.
Nice pass.
Shot put up in a foul. Josiah Smith, that looks like he got bailed out.
He did. He did. Brought the ball down, which almost is never going to be a foul when it's that low. And they're giving him 2 shots.
Josiah averaging about 1.5 points a ball game. He is 3 for 4 on the season at the stripe. By the way, East shooting very well at the stripe as a team, as we apparently gave them the announcer's jinx.
That's right.
Lakota East shooting 74% at the line this year.
That's typical. If you looked over the last few years, they're right around 75, 76%. They're always a very good shooting team. They get in the gym before school and get lots of shots up, and a ton in the offseason.
1 of 2.
Great free throw shooters are made June, July, and August. Get in here, get hundreds of shots up, play little games as far as 10 in a row, beat Larry Bird, all those different things. We've got a sub here for the Firebirds, number 14, Cooper Taylor.
Cooper had a nice night a couple of weeks ago when we saw him against Sycamore, as Dudukovich handles.
You know who we haven't seen tonight, Jeff? And that's Trent Roy.
Here's a long 3, knock it down for Dudukovich, his 2nd of the night.
Can't give him any space. 26 feet and in, he will shoot it.
We're tied at 15. Our 2nd tie of the night. Trey Perry's back into the ball game. We got a matchup tonight of 2 of the best scorers in the GMC. Dudukovich leading the conference at 21.5 a ball game. Trey Perry at just under 19. He's in the 4th place.
Yep, as Dudukovich just drilled that down screen 3.
Perry off the high screen. Penetrates, kicks it out. Mitchell is open for 3 of his own!
Trey Perry did a great job of drawing 3 and kicking to a rhythm shooter as Powell hits his 2nd one from behind the arc.
Was that Powell? No.
I'm sorry, not Powell, Julian Mitchell, 2nd one behind the arc.
18 to 13, and beg your pardon, 18 to 15, and now we've got a foul. With 3:10 to play until halftime.
Got some subs coming back in. Jackson coming in for East. Bryson Curry coming in for Lakota West. Getting guys in and out. A lot of emotions, a lot of adrenaline, especially in the first half. Now they're settling in and playing some great basketball.
Barber with Jackson giving him all the room he can handle. Curry back to Barber, returns Drain, and now he's trying to create. Nice shake and bake, but stuck at the elbow.
Drain is very aggressive. It seems like every time he gets it, Jeff, he's trying to attack.
Ball's loose and picked up by Lakota East and Derek Jackson. Here's Perry. Dumps it down to the corner and they'll reset. And now back to Benny Powell to the hole. No good. Fouled on the way up with 2:43 to go.
Did you see the strength in the open court by Perry? Watch him use his left arm here. Kind of goes right past the Lakota West guy, gets it out there. Just a really, really, really good point guard. Best time to drive, too, Jeff, is on a long closeout there, and that's exactly what LeBron Powell did on that long closeout.
And Benny Powell, who's a 64.5% shooter at the stripe, gets the first. And we're back to a 2-possession lead on 4 lead changes, by the way. And Benny Powell makes them both. The 3 ball has been a factor tonight for Lakota East. They've got 4 of them to speak of tonight. It's Curry, sends it back out. And again, a lot of athleticism on the outside for Lakota West. Drain penetrates, and he was blocked on his way.
What did you say, though? Drain penetrates. That's all he does. He attacks, and attacks almost every time he has the ball. He puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
I could have sworn that was on Caden Meadows, but they put up 12 on the board.
The referees are talking about it right now.
That should be on Meadows, and it is.
It is, yep. You called that.
You know, on occasion, these old eyes still pick up something.
Yeah, they pick up it every now and again.
Barber triggers.
You got to think you got to maybe get Dudukovich back in.
Yeah, how much time do you sit him on the bench right now?
Not much. I'd get him right back in. Let him play. I mean, he's a senior. He can rest at about 9:45 tonight.
Barber left mid-post. Stuck, and now we'll have to give it outside. LJ Green got a touch and back outside. Barber, low left. He's trying to work in, has nowhere to go on that low left.
That's it, yeah. The East playing their defense. The crowd's appreciating it. Switching the handoffs here.
Curry to Barber. Barber penetrating. Wraparound pass, LJ Green. Puts it up in the paint and in.
Nice move. Great pass by Barber. Gets in the paint. Goes off 2 feet. Makes a great pass. Really under control.
20-17. One of the linchpins that we've seen. Here's a long 3, knock it down! Trey Perry from long range, his first trifecta. Here's an answer back, no good. This time for Drain, not his shot.
Not a great shot, as East now will really try to get a high percentage shot.
Benny Powell outside Mitchell.
Good movement. 2 or 3 reversals here.
Perry's looking to create on that right elbow, and now he's stuck there by Bryson Curry. Mitchell gets a touch, and back outside, Benny Powell curls into the lane, to the rack he goes, misfires, and it's a West possession. With 27 to go, they're not playing like this is a final possession, and he is impeded on his way with 23.4 to go.
Definitely going at, I mean, Lakota West is, again, attacking the rim all night long as you watch them here in transition. Really do a good job of spacing, and they are on the attack tonight, really trying to get paint touches.
Fouls on Trey Perry, that's his first. Both teams are in the bonus. Should be a 2-shot foul.
Curry not a great free throw shooter as he uses the glass. 30.
Yeah, take that one to the bank.
39% for Curry. He'll take it.
Bryson's on the board tonight. And we see Dudukovich back out, even though it's really more for a defensive stance now.
Oh, here we go.
And now he'll get an offensive shot. 20 to play.
Lavender going right at Jackson.
Nice turnaround. Lavender has 6, 23 to 20. 8 seconds to play.
He wants a high ball screen. He rejected it. What a pass.
Skip pass, now back outside. LeBron, Benny Powell, no good off the back iron, and we've got a 1-possession ball game as we head to intermission. 23 to 20 here in Liberty Township. This one has lived up to advanced billing for the sold-out house in Liberty Township. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll take a look at our first half and look ahead to half number 2 when we return on Chatterbox Live. We're at the half, and it's a 1-possession ball game for the home team, Lakota East, leading the Battle of Lakota over the Firebirds of Lakota West. Along with Sean Van Winkle, I'm Geoff Kim. Partner, how have your keys to the ball game, how have they worked out?
It's playing out well, a little more for East than West, obviously, but looking on the East side, they wanted to be really patient for this game and get good reversals. It's a low scoring, grinded out 23-20 half. Lakota East had 7 assists, and that was something about sharing the ball, play within your role. Dudukovich is only being held to 6 points. Powell has a ton to do with that. Over on the other side, Lakota West wanted to out-rebound East. They are. They're out-rebounding them 12-10. That's a positive for Lakota West. And Lakota West always also wanted to put some ball pressure on East. And I think they're doing that, but I think they're also putting some offensive pressure by as much as they're getting into the paint and getting those paint touches. We're in for a great second half, as we knew it was going to happen. All the statistics are lining up for a really good end.
You mentioned the lack of scoring right now for Nathan Dudukovich, but that's not for a lack of trying. He's only taken 4 shots tonight.
Only 4 shots. Reed Mouse and I were talking. Historically, besides one game, he had 32, but East has always done a really good job of guarding Dudukovich. And again, it has a lot to do with LeBron Powell, #1 for Lakota East.
Well, in this series for Dudukovich and the 2 wins for West that he's been involved in, he's scored 26.5 points, shooting 67% from the floor, 50 from behind the three-point line, and 80% at the line. In the 5 losses for West, 11.5 points and just under 40% shooting.
Yeah, so he's got to get some shots off.
As we resume action, East going right to left. Jackson gets a touch, and now Trey Perry. Back to LeBron Penny Powell, the runner, no good. And the rebound, initially brought down by the big man, finally back in the ball game, Luka Gilbert.
Went out early. They got him on that high ball screen action. Look for East to do that again a little bit here in the third quarter.
Luka was saddled with too quick in the first period. They pulled him, and I felt like at that point, West gained momentum once they pulled him out of the game.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just because of personnel.
It is, and it just really has a lot to do with just trying to get into the paint as he posts up here.
Low left, no good, foul.
Size advantage. Great job by West seeing that as they had to switch out because Jackson switched out. And Luka coming up to the foul line for Lakota West, where he shoots 46% from the line, Jeff.
Charged out one to Julian Mitchell. That's the first of this half, and the first, actually, beg your pardon, the second for Mitchell in this ball game.
Lakota East will switch a lot on defense, so sometimes you can find those mismatches. Coach Leon coming right out in the second half trying to create that mismatch and get Luka going again.
1 of 2. It's a 2-point affair as Perry has the ball. Something about Trey Perry and how efficient he's been, and that goes back to shots. He's not taken fewer than 10 shots in a game this season. He's not taken more than 18. He's around, and he plays within the context of the offense.
And he's a sophomore. I mean, what a great pass. He's a sophomore. He just lets it come to him.
Mitchell back outside.
Mitchell feels like he's got a little bit of a mismatch here.
He does on the big man, Gilbert, but he can't get past Luka on the baseline.
A little flare, they just missed him.
Perry high left, stuck. Perry gets it back. He goes up with a runner, and that's smooth.
Very solid. Nice help position rotation up for West, but he pulled up early, Trey Perry did, with a nice little teardrop floater.
7 points in the ball game, and it's a 4-point lead. You surprised at the big scores in this ball game as we turn it over? Dudukovich and Perry have only combined for, in this case, 13 points.
Yeah, and it'll increase as the game gets going there, but another turnover for West as they tried to force the ball into Dudukovich, and Powell right on top of him.
Bachman on the catch, down to the corner. Mitchell get a touch.
Look at all these screens. They get the ball reversed, and then Jackson will look to screen. Lots of movement. It's like a pinball. If you've been to Pinball Garage down in Hamilton, Jeff, have you been there yet?
No, I haven't.
It's just like this, man. I mean, they're bouncing around all over off these screens. Lakota East there, and you got a little chuck here on there.
Yeah, and speaking of bumpers, right?
Right.
That's number 2 on Jason Lavender. You know, you've taken me back to my childhood, by the way, with
I
pinball.
take Charlie there, man. He loves it. I said, if you only knew how much your dad used to love this when I was his age. What a pass.
Mitchell from the corner for three. Knock it down.
Great pass by Powell. Driving kick. They're getting him on that. That's his, third made three. Getting a timeout here for West. What a great driving kick.
With 5:31 to go, and this is the biggest lead of the ball game for Lakota East at 7, 28-21.
Watch his driving kick. Now, he has done that twice now for Lakota East. And Mitchell, who's lived in the gym over the last couple of years, has really become a prolific scorer, high percentage shooter. And what Coach Atkins said is he's one of the most well-rounded players on the team because he's worked so hard to get better on the defensive end.
One thing we've seen so far in the initial minutes here of the second half, it was a three-point contest at intermission. It's now expanded to 7. The long ball has helped. Obviously, we've seen, you talked about the screens and just a lot of good motion offense to set up those shots.
They're settling in, aren't they? I mean, you just kind of made it just, in the gym, it feels like right now this is starting to become a Lakota East thing, the way they like to play. So look for the Firebirds to try to attack here, try to get into the paint, get some paint touches. They got to somehow get some screens for Dudukovich. These are said than done. As they got Mitchell on Dudukovich now.
It's Curry with the ball. Checked by Perry. Up at the top of your screen, and now Dudukovich.
Well, they got 3 people on him, don't they, when he gets the ball?
Now, what do you expect for a young man averaging 21 and a half a ball game?
Look at this defensive stance by Perry out here. Look at him move. 2 people.
Double team on Dudukovich. Lost it. And now a foul as Gilbert came over on the help, and that's his 3rd.
Boy, watch this defense by Perry. Hands in there. He's like a little gnat. Just get his hands in. Cause the turnover. What great defense. He's not just an offensive guy, Jeff. He's a great defender as well.
He sets the high pick. It's Benny Powell. And again, screens have been the key here. Low right, no good. And Mitchell trying to make his move. No good, and we head to the line.
Who they call that on, Jeff? What a baseline drive. 3 people rotate over. Hands coming down. Looks like it was on Luka. And that is his 4th foul. And he is leaving him in the game. No, he's not. He's getting him out. That's 2 straight fouls.
So Saddle with 4. Gilbert comes out. He'll give way to LJ Green. Beg your pardon. So not on the shot. And it was a common foul. And East will trigger baseline out of bounds. Perry top of the key.
Use that movement. To the West doing a good job.
Bachman low left. Got the glass, defended him, and LJ Green the rebound for Lakota West.
Yeah, Dudukovich with a nice little block there. Crowd wanted a hold or a carry, but it wasn't there.
So that's 3rd on Mitchell. Looks like Mitchell will come out. Josiah Smith will take his place.
Coach Atkins calling the out-of-bounds play down there.
And the long lob into Barber. Checked by Perry, and now Trey guilty of a hold. Trey didn't think so, but he'll pick up the personal. That's his 2nd. We're talking about Dudukovich and how prolific he's been.
Got a little too tight there. He was using his hands before and got caught with the body there, Jeff.
Curry plays Barber, curls, stuck, good patience, blocked. LeBron, Benny Powell blocking, and now we've got contact down low. Bachman got mixed up down there. LJ Green was there, and so is Jason Lavender.
Looks like it's going to be Lakota West ball on the possession arrow.
So no foul, just a
jump ball.
Jump ball.
I like this triangle underneath out of bounds play.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't see the tie-up underneath.
It was on the backside. It looked like Lavender got a hold of it.
There was just a lot of hands down there. 50-50, honestly, you call that a foul. That's how much it looked from up here as they work into Dudukovich. Check by Bachman. He'll pump three, right side, knock it down! His third trifecta tonight.
We got a foul. It looks like a foul. Hold on, let's watch this shot, Geoff. Look at, he's gonna do it on his own. Not much screening for him tonight, but he's doing it on his own. What a great shot by Dudukovich. Looked like we got a foul on the weak side there. I missed that.
We do, and it's on Josiah Smith, his second. So foul didn't come on the shot, and West with the possession. The give back to Dudukovich. Lost on the floor, he recovers. He'll take it to the hole, put it up, no good. Some contact, nothing called. Jackson the rebound, and now contact on the other end.
I think we got the Lakota West coaches losing their mind over here because I think the Dudukovich got fouled. If you look at the drive here, and then they're in transition. And what a take there for Trey Perry, but you got Coach Leon losing his mind on here at the other end. One Dudukovich.
That's 3 on Barber. And the first free throw is good for Perry. You had mentioned earlier in this broadcast, really an outstanding shooter on all facets. 51% shooter from the floor, 44% from behind the three-point line, 75.5 at the charity stripe.
Geoff, he's a sophomore too. It's amazing. I mean, those are incredible numbers. As a sophomore, as a Lakota West trying to get downhill and get paint touches.
Barber low left, stuck by Caden Meadows into the ball game for the first time in the second half. Here's Lavender, nice move.
Great move. Barber does a great job of staying under control as he almost gets the steal there. He does a great job, Geoff, of getting into the paint, going on 2 feet, staying under control, and making a great pass as Lavender was able to use the up and under, which you don't see Kevin McHale style very often. Nobody on this broadcast has any idea who Kevin McHale is. Throw it ahead. Throw it.
LeBron Benny Powell underneath. Oh, beauty. Josiah Smith with 2 of his own. Some contact out on that right side. Dudukovich was there. There was a hold.
Yeah, tried to steal a post feed. Geoff, when you get caught behind, don't steal the post feed. Just stay behind and wall up. Play great defense. Powell, normally a really heady player. Got a foul that time.
Curry dumps it off Lavender. Lavender's had a good game, mid-post. Stuck by Meadows. Drive, nice wraparound. Oh, that's a beauty. An absolute beauty. LJ Green finishes.
Lavender with a nice little pass. They're doing a good job of getting into the paint. They're staying right in this game, Geoff. Only down 4 with 2:30 to go here in the third. But this pace is East pace. Do you agree with that or not?
I do.
Yeah.
4-point contest with 2:20 left to play in his third. Back to a 4-point contest. Near steal, and now a little pinball, as you had mentioned from earlier in this ball game, and it still belongs to East.
They're spread it out and driving, which I have not seen East do a ton of this. Instead of running their motion offense.
Benny Powell.
A little uncharacteristic. Yeah, he get a timeout.
That's a good timeout.
Yep.
1:58 left to play here in this third, 32-28. Want to get back to Trey Perry for a moment. We've been extolling his virtues here throughout this ball game. I know that Clint Adkins has already said how much he likes him. Is he the best in the class of 2025?
Around here, he has to be. He has to be. And I'd have to do a little more homework on digging into some of that. Obviously, Fairfield has a lot to say with that. They got about 3 or 4 sophomores, too, that are really, really good players. But he is just a solid player on defense. He's a really good player on offense, controls the game. As a sophomore, little out of characteristic with the Lakota East on that last possession, Geoff. They were just kind of standing. But you don't see that very often. So look for Coach Atkins to get back to that motion, mover, blocker offense is kind of what they call it.
Just under 2 minutes to go here in this third. Out of the timeout, a 4-point lead for East and the ball. Baseline out of bounds will be triggered by Tyler Bachman. Checked by Devon Drain.
They're trying to get a little backdoor play there. West didn't fall for it.
Perry controls for East. A little one-on-one with Curry. Bryson giving him all he can handle, and they'll return it up top.
Again, they're using the spread, trying to get some paint touches.
Here's the runner. Bachman, no good. And we head the other way.
Yeah. Still a little uncharacteristic for the Thunderhawks.
By the way, we didn't mention that Dudukovich is out of the ballgame. We did see taking his place Cooper Taylor, who's in the contest. How much more time can you allow Dudukovich on the bench?
0. Get him back in. This is his last game in this gym. Get him back in. Again, you can rest at 9:45 as they almost turned it over. But see how much they're trying to get those paint touches? Doing a great job, but East trying to close the gap on that on defense. Doing a really good job on defense that time. This is a very tight side out here, awful close to the ball.
Curry receives it on the catch. Bachman giving him space. 1:15 to play here in the third. A good one here in Liberty Township tonight.
Drain's going to attack. You can bet that. He's trying to attack every time he catches.
And LeBron Benny Powell
shut him down.
Shut him down. Drive, Barber to the hole, and before the shot, wave off the shot attempt, we got a foul with 57.9 to go.
Very consistent. Matt Felton is very consistent on that call, Jeff. If you drive the ball to the basket and you blow on the guy, he's going to call it.
It's number 2 on Caden Meadows who comes out. 16 fouls down on Lakota East. The next one will be one of the bonus the rest of the game for visiting Lakota West. Barber posting up low right. That's a little different than what we saw in the game we saw him in 2 weeks ago as Curry tries to make a move. Baseline Lavender. Nice spin and has it taken away from him.
Jackson walled up his pal.
Loose on the floor and taken back by West.
Powell was open on that weak side. I thought Perry was going to get him.
3 off the catch, knock it down! Devon Drain makes it a 1-point game!
A little uncharacteristic on that possession before for Perry to attack like that. He had Powell on the weak side as we're spreading out with 15 seconds to go, Jeff.
Benny Powell working in on Lavender. Play back upside. Here's a long free for Perry! Are you kidding me? Wow! And time has run out here in this third period. What an exclamation point for this third.
Going to his left. A lot of people like shooting going to their left if they're right-handed. Sets it up, splashes it from the left wing, baby.
To the fourth we go. East of the lead. We'll be back on Chatterbox Live. We go to the fourth in Liberty Township. A good one here in this backyard brawl. The Battle of Lakota here on Chatterbox Live. Along with the coach, Sean Van Winkle, I'm Geoff Kim. Produced tonight by the mighty one, Reed Mouse, and our videographer, John Abney, and our statistician, Mia Van Winkle.
Key stat, Lakota West only has 3 assists, Jeff, 3 assists. They're doing a lot of one-on-one, but they're getting to the paint. They got to get some more assists here in the second half. And the other key stat is Dudukovich, only 3 made threes, 9 points going into the fourth.
We thought he'd see the ball a little bit more to shoot here in this ball game, given what has happened as a precedent this season for him. As we'll mention it on offense. Another 3 for Perry. No good.
Great rebound by Barber. One and done. Got to find a way to try to get Dudukovich some shots down here.
Dudukovich has shot the ball 106 more times than his closest teammate. That's a lot.
And he probably should, but yeah, I mean, tonight he hasn't got many attempts.
Drain, rejected by Jackson. Here comes Perry. Oh, well, that didn't work out quite the way he wanted. He gave LeBron Benny Powell a push, and because of that, Benny Powell lost his footing and they turned it over.
Powell needs to get wide on transition there is kind of what what they were looking for. Perry wanted him to get out to the wing.
Drain outside. He had that big three earlier in the third on that catch and release on the other side. Here's Barber, fills the lane, fouled on the way up, fouled by Derek Jackson.
Coach Atkins is losing his mind, telling Derek Jackson, get on his left hand, because he gets it in that left hand. We've seen him many times, and he does a great job, Barber does, of getting into the paint and attacking to put pressure on that defense.
By the way, it'll be free throws the rest of this ball game for Lakota West. 17 fouls now on East.
Mentioned earlier, Barber shooting right around 32% as he knocks down the second one. Brings it within 3 for the Firebirds.
Barber's got a couple points in this ball game. A one-possession ball game, the lead in the ball for East. Benny Powell, the double team.
Oh.
And they throw it away. Miscommunication.
It was.
Something that you had mentioned at the top of our broadcast, that Clint Atkins is starting to like what he sees out of his team. More cohesiveness has been apparent, one thing. And if nothing else, more crisp on defense, and the passing game has been pretty good tonight.
It's pretty good. I know he just threw that away, but that has been a little uncharacteristic, as you said, because they do not have a ton of turnovers tonight. Only 3, and that make that the 4th turnover for the East Thunderhawks.
Drain creates, back to Curry, fills the lane, Barber outside to Dudukovich. He pumps 3 on the catch, no good! The rebound down to Derek Jackson, and here comes East.
Great defense by Powell.
Jackson top of the key. Benny Powell, checked by Dudukovich, and they keep it outside around the arc. Now inside to Perry. Nice wraparound, but too strong for Benny Powell. Lost it and taken away by Barber, and now we do still head the other way.
Why did he, that's what Coach Atkins is asking him, why didn't you just grab the ball? Maybe he thought, I don't know what he thought.
Either way it's loose and you got to go make the effort.
You got to grab it, yeah, grab the ball.
A one-possession ball game. That last miss on 3 for Dudukovich would have tied it. We'll see if they can get a made 3 here to even things up for the first time here this half. Dudukovich into the lane, in traffic, throws it up, no good. He tries to put it back. That's a miss, and now it'll stay up front, tapped out by Derek Jackson.
Dudukovich really didn't have the 3, trying to get into the paint. He is a 3-level scorer. We've seen it his whole career. He's got mid-range game. He can score at the basket and obviously can shoot the 3. They're making it tough on the 3 tonight, so he's trying to get it to the rim.
Partner, while I don't advocate for overtime, we still are in overtime range.
Oh, yeah.
And to your point on Dudukovich, he can fill it up in a hurry with 30-point ball games. He's got 11 of those in his career. 11.
When you told me that stat, Jeff, that's amazing. How many high school kids in this area have 11 30-point games?
How many have 1?
He has a 50-point game, too.
A school record from last year. 3 off the catch, no good for Drain. And the rebound to Bachman. He throws it away. Drain initially saved it, but tosses it in the stands. And we head the other way with 5:07 left to go.
Coach Atkins getting a really he's getting a timeout. These guys are a little out of control. It's going to be a full timeout, too, here, Jeff.
A little bit more on Dudukovich as we head to this break with 5:07 to go. We have mentioned his productivity. Wanted to share with you this. We did a little research on Nathan coming into this ball game. Coming in to tonight, in 84 career games, he scored 1,438 points. That's 17.1 for a career. It goes back to being a freshman.
Correct.
Get these numbers. 46% shooter from the floor throughout his career. 39.5% from behind the three-point line. 76.5% at the charity stripe. And again, 11 career 30-point games. West in those games are 9-2.
The big thing is, too, Jeff, is he's taking everybody's biggest punch every night defensively. It's not just one person that's denying him. Every time he catches it, 2 people are jumping into the gaps, and it's really you got 3 people on 1. So every night he's taking the team's best punch, and game in and game out, he's producing. And that's an amazing deal for Dudukovich, who still is uncommitted. And I'm just blown away how some of these Division I schools can't jump on a kid like this.
I'll say this in defense of my alma mater, because they had gotten Logan Woods out of Fairfield. And, you know, I don't know how many other shooting guards you can use, but Nathan Dudukovich is so good, come to Wright State.
And Miami doesn't have a scholarship, because I've been advocating for that.
Perry off the catch, 3 on the way, no good! Everything but the bucket, and Dudukovich the rebound.
Nice set play. Coach Atkins going to his bag of tricks. A little staggered, and then a pin down double for a nice looking 3 there for Trey Perry.
Perry in isolation. Gets it back from Barber. Now fills the lane, back out to Barber. Lost his footing, and now we'll have to reset. Made 3 will tie it up. Lavender gets a touch. Into the lane, outside. Curry thinking hard about 3.
He did.
I mean, he thought really hard. Curry once more. Off the pass by Drain. Outside, Lavender will disdain 3. And now outside, 3 on the way, no good. It skips away for Curry. Perry down the sideline, dashing up front, and now he's fouled from behind by Lavender.
See how much control and strength he has in the open court? A guy riding right on him. He puts the ball down in his left hand, keeps it below his hip. In transition is what you want. Just like this, look at that. Really controlling the ball.
Just a common foul.
Special player.
5th on Lakota West as a team, so they still got a foul to give as Benny Powell will toss it into the backcourt for Perry. Trey has 12 on the night, dumps it off for Bachman. Well, one thing's been evident tonight. It's been a defensive struggle for both teams. Neither team exactly filling it up tonight.
See, and I call that an offensive struggle. I think it's a defensive. It's been a defensive special. I mean, I know that's the cliche that people use, but to me, I think the defense is not struggling. They're playing unbelievable defense, but I get exactly what you're saying.
Benny Powell is blocked by Barber. A made 3 will tie it up. Drain stop and go around Bachman. His shot is rejected by Meadows. Up ahead, Perry to the rack. No good, he'll go to the line. With 2:53 to go.
Perry is so good in transition, and so fast at putting pressure right on the defense. As Lavender never really got a chance to get out in front of him. And they called that on the floor.
And not going to the hoop. I'm a little surprised, are you?
A little surprised, unless they got the body before he got the shot off.
Well, it moves so fast as we've got, well, looks to be a timeout charged to West.
30-second.
3 timeouts left, by the way, for East, 4 for West. Want to stay on Trey Perry for a moment and how good he has been. He has really taken over. Obviously, he had the big 3 to close out the 3rd period. Something to be said here, that this is the 15th game that Lakota East has played as a team. He has scored double figures in all 15.
He has. He's in very, very good physical condition. Coach Atkins says, he told me Wednesday, he says, Coach, we'll finish practice. He'll go home and eat, and then him and his dad will go and work out again. He's in great physical condition, especially for a sophomore. He's an amazing player, and I mean, Coach Atkins, again, we said at the beginning, if he makes that comment, could be one of the best ever, that's a lot to put on a kid, and he's really showing out tonight.
If I recall, and I'm trying to remember which one it was, that Trey Perry had his coming out party in one of the Battle of Lakotas last year. He had a game high, or a team high, 19 in that game. He had 4 of 4 from behind the three-point line.
I felt like that was over there.
I believe it was, over in Beckett Ridge.
Yeah. It's a nice time to have a coming out party when you're playing the Battle of Lakotas. As Coach Atkins says, the other school. I said, Coach, come on, man. I coached at West. I can't listen to that. Oh, you know how it is. I said, I do.
Perry with the dribble, controlling, and now we'll send it out.
The best thing.
And now we have a tie-up. Mitchell got tied up out on the near sideline closest to us.
Sometimes the best way to guard Dudukovich is to make him guard and get him tired down there, so then when he gets on the other end, he's a little bit tired, but it's 2:30 to go, and it's 35-32. It seems like it's been a stagnant offensive game here because both teams are playing great defense.
Barber, low left to the rack he goes!
And I think that was a design play by Coach Leon. You and I see that so many times with Barber. He gets on that left hand, he does a great job of finishing over on the left side.
Benny Powell stuck low right. Outside, Perry is wide open. 3 misfires off the back end. Jackson the rebound, low right. He is blocked, but he is fouled as well. With 2 minutes to play, contact down low by Christopher Barber.
Man, it looked like a clean block here as Jackson goes up. Oh, he might have pushed. Yeah, left arm maybe there.
That's 4 on Barber. Team fouls are even at 7, so both teams in the bonus.
I'm sorry, Jeff. Anytime you swing down like that, they're going to call it. They're going to call it. As Jackson misses his first one, and Jackson's a really good free throw shooter historically for East at 84%.
1 of 2. Well, there's pressure in this game, and it's understandable for a kid to miss.
It is. Look at this crowd. I mean, they're 3 deep all around. 25, 2,600, maybe 2,800. It's packed tonight.
Barber top of the key. Back to Curry, looking inside. Is that Gilbert back in there? Gilbert is back in. And a loose ball, still loose on the floor. And now we have a tie-up.
Oh, we got a timeout underneath. We got a timeout, or we got a tie-up? Jump ball.
So the possession.
You got to get on the floor. You got to get on the floor. Lakota West guys trying to bend over, and you can't do that. You got Derek Jackson just diving in there. Josiah Smith diving in there, saving them a possession. Look for East to be very, very, very patient down here, Jeff.
West showing man pressure out of the dead ball. Perry will handle. Mitchell on his own back line, and do we have a timeout? We do. Timeout, and Clint Atkins is going to set up a play with 1:26 to go.
Coach Atkins calling a timeout here, 30-second timeout. Right now, if you're Lakota West, as we're looking in at their huddle, hopefully somebody's telling Coach Leon, hey, Coach Leon, if we got to foul somebody, it's probably going to have to be LeBron Benny Powell because everybody else shoots really good percentage for East. As you said, their team free throw shoot percentages in the 70s, right? 75%, 74%, yeah. So if you're Lakota West, you got to think foul because you don't want to guard them for a minute. You put them on the line. Let's extend the game, and let's see if they can make their free throws. We'll know right away what strategy Coach Leon's going to do as soon as they cross half court and start running their motion. If they're going to foul right away, or they're going to trap, what are they going to do?
We'll see what they show initially as Jackson will trigger off his own back line with 1:26 to go. Man pressure.
There's the guy you want to foul if you're going to foul anybody.
Dudukovich on LeBron Benny Powell, and he finally crosses half court.
And they're just going to try to guard aggressively, which a little surprised.
Perry has it. You probably want to keep the ball in his hands permanently at this point, but they're going to give it up.
Him and Mitchell. Right now, I'd foul. Why let it stretch out?
Dudukovich tries, and now Benny Powell to the hole. No good. And the rebound to Christopher Barber. A bucket here will tie it up. A made 3 will give West the lead. Gilbert out on the corner. It's Curry. We've got a good one tonight.
Well, you got Mitchell.
Dudukovich, no contact call. Gets another screen.
Good timeout.
With 31.2 left to go. All right, Coach. So you have a chance to win this game. Do you wait or do you go for the first available?
You got to go for the first available. Right now, I would use Dudukovich, and I would have him screen a big and let a big get down in the post, because East likes to switch and then try to isolate Dudukovich on a bigger kid. That's how you got that up and under 3 at the beginning of the game. But they got to figure out a way to isolate and get Dudukovich the ball. If anybody else on Lakota West shoots the ball, I would be surprised, unless it's a drive at the basket, because Barber's been really effective at getting his 2 feet inside the paint and scoring. But right now, it's all Dudukovich. It's your last game in this gym. It's the Battle of Lakota. You're the greatest scorer that's ever played and put on a Firebird uniform. Now's the time to show why you're the best.
I want to go back to how good Lakota East has been on defense recently. Coming out of the New Year's break, they had allowed only 31 points to Hamilton and only 30 to Coleraine. And I feel like when those things happen in those back-to-back wins for Lakota East, that reset their defense and their strategy.
It did, and I mean, everybody looks at those scores and think boring basketball. If you think this is a boring basketball game, you have no idea what you're watching. They are a grinded-out team. They've always been that way. And now here we go with 31 seconds to go.
It comes into Curry. Pressure's on. Perry will guard the ball handler.
Fouls on Dudukovich.
And now a foul.
He split. They were going to the handoff, a little surprising. But Dudukovich is a very strong player. Now he gets to go to the foul line.
Fouls on Perry. Beg your pardon. Fouls on Perry. That's his third. And 2 very big free throws. Well, actually, this came out on the floor, common foul, so it's 1 in the bonus.
70% as this gym gets rocking.
Good. You'd expect no less.
Watch his follow through. He's got the best follow through in the game. They kick him flat out, stroke the ball.
Nathan's got 10.
.70% here. Oh,
no good! Tapped out. It's loose on the floor. Dudukovich to the rack. East with 1 more look here. Perry to the hole. No good. Tapped out. West has it with 7 to go. Wow!
Jason Lavender with 2 incredible plays. He got down on the ground, tipped the ball out to Dudukovich. Right here, look who gets on the ground. Look at Lavender. Tips it out. Dudukovich scores it. Lavender goes to the other end, gets the defensive rebound. That is NBA. That is unbelievable basketball by Lavender and Lakota West.
And now we go to the line with Lavender. 19 fouls on East. 1 and the bonus. No good! Perry has it out on the sideline. Plays it for Bachman. Bachman, here's a 3 at the buzzer. No good! And West survives!
We got a timeout.
Wow! So they're going to put 0.9 seconds left on the board.
I bet you they give him about 1.6, 1.5. Nope, they're
1.8.
1.8. Great timeout by Coach Atkins. He gets the ball side out, I believe. Side out. Right here, right in front of us. They're going to get the ball. And this is going to be exactly what every coach has these games. Every coach has these plays. And usually the screener is going to be the one who's going to be stepping to the ball. Somebody's going to set a back screen. Perry's going to probably step to the ball. He may have time for 1 dribble and shot, but that's it, Geoff. He's not going to be able to put it on the ground. They trapped 3 people trapped Perry down here to make him throw the ball. They were not going to let him get in transition offense.
So quite a sequence. We saw it play out. The timeout, we couldn't hear the whistle, obviously. And we thought it went down to the end of regulation. They put 1.8 back on the board, and it comes down to a final possession. One thing I would imagine you don't want if you're Jim Leon, don't foul.
Don't foul. You got to switch everything. You want to switch everything defensively. You want to put somebody on the ball angled who's big, and it might be Luka, it looks like. They may want to see the play and call a timeout, Lakota West. Yeah, Luka's on the ball, timeout. Coach has the play while it looks like he has the play.
Yep. And then you call a timeout charge to West.
Yeah, they wanted to see the alignment that Lakota West had. Little chest match here for Coach Leon and Coach Atkins. But did you see they had Luka right on the ball?
They did.
That's going to make it really, really difficult for Lakota East to get a clear pass out for a shot with 1.8 seconds.
Team fouls, 9 for East, 7 for West. Timeouts are even at 1 left apiece, 1.8 left to go. The leading scorers in the ball game have scored 12 tonight, and they are who you expect. Trey Perry for East, Nathan Dudukovich for West.
Absolutely.
We've had 5 lead changes.
Really quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, 5. It happened really quick here at the end too, didn't it? What a game, Geoff. We talked about it last night. We both felt like it was going to be something like this.
Maybe there's something to us calling West games. The last time we saw them 2 weeks ago,
Overtime.
2 overtimes in that game. All right, so both teams back out on the floor.
Okay,
Luka Gilbert will guard the trigger man.
Yeah, Powell is the trigger man.
LeBron, Benny, Powell from half court.
They're going to screen for Mitchell, and Jackson's going to down screen. Here comes the down screen. Here it is. There's Perry. They missed.
For Perry, off the catch, no good.
Called a timeout.
And a timeout.
Called it before it went in.
So no timeouts left now for East. This is do or die for the Thunderhawks.
Did you see how difficult Luka made that pass? I said that as soon as I looked down and seen him on the ball, I knew it was going to be very difficult for East to get it in.
Well, he has got amazing wingspan. And of course, he's at 6'7". That's as big as they get over there for West.
And the other thing that's difficult here, Geoff, is you can't go back. See, if you're on the baseline, you take 2 or 3 steps back, you can make the pass. But when you're on the sideline here, you can't step back because the score table's right in the way, and it makes it tough. It's a tight quarters. That's why Luka being right on the ball is making this very difficult for Lakota East.
On that last sequence, trying to come off the screen, we saw Perry set up low right. Do you think he'll set up low left?
He may. They were trying to act like he was going to screen, then brought him down off of a double. But they got to catch it over here is what Coach Atkins is trying to get. Because making a long pass is tough. Let's see what they do this time. They're going the opposite block, just like you said.
Perry's right in the middle of the floor. LeBron, Benny, Powell to trigger. Here we go with 1.8 left to go.
They're going to try to, here he is.
Inside, it goes to Perry for 3. No good, and West survives. A classic tonight here in Liberty Township. 37-36, half mercy.
West has been struggling a little bit to get W's, but if you come in here in Liberty Township and steal one from the Thunderhawks, life is going to be very, very good in the land of the Firebirds. I'm telling you, here's the play of the game. It's Lavender tipping the ball to Dudukovich, and then at the other end, Lavender getting the defensive rebound.
And we got some final numbers here.
Statistically, again, only 7 turnovers for Lakota East, only 8 turnovers for Lakota West. A very clean game. Great defense, but low turnovers. We'll go down to offensively. Again, Dudukovich had 12 points, but he had the big ones at the end, didn't he, Geoff?
He certainly did.
And then the made two layup there at the end.
As we mentioned, the leading scorers in this ball game, Nathan Dudukovich with 12 for West, and for East, Trey Perry with 12 as well. Time now for our play of the game. Might be obvious here. Powered by Headline Sportswear Partner. What's your pick?
It had to be Lavender. to dive in as a senior and tip that ball out to Dudukovich, and then senior Dudukovich going up and finishing that two was amazing. But then in transition, Lavender going down and getting that defensive rebound. About an 8-second game action there where Lavender was just big time for Lakota West.
This game saw 5 lead changes, 3 ties in this contest. And it was back and forth in some regard, maybe not so much as in the way of score changing on either side. It's just as that for much of this game, even though I think we saw as much as a 7-point lead for East, that West was always in it, always clawed back, always had an answer.
27 rebounds for Lakota West, 21. Coach Leon wanted to win the rebounding war, and he came in here tonight, and they won that war, baby.
Wow, I'm a little out of breath. In kind of thinking back through this one, and we've been lucky, and I don't know what this says about us. I don't know, I think the next time we talk with Jim Leon, we'll have to ask him if he wants us around. We saw a double overtime affair 2 weeks ago at his place, and then the 1-point win down to the buzzer here.
And they've gone through a lot. When you lose your best player for a few games over injury, nasty thigh injury. We talked to Mrs. Dudukovich when last time we were at West, and a bunch of guys had to step up. Win-loss-wise, it's not what the Firebirds thought they were going to have this year. There's a lot of season left. A lot of season left. And both of them got, a lot of GMC play coming up. But I tell you what, a game like this can propel the Firebirds and really let them have a good end to the season.
Partner, as we put a wrapper on this one, next week will be in Hamilton as the Big Blue hosts the Middletown Middies. Another GMC tilt between a couple of neighbors. That should be a good one, too.
Again, it's a huge rival game. Might be Hamilton's biggest rival, the old school Middletown-Hamilton action. And that's going to be a fun one to call. Looking forward to it.
Partner, catch your breath. We'll see you next Friday.
Thank you, Jeff.
And again, the final tonight here in Liberty Township. A knee buckler, a nail biter, 37-36. West wins it. They improve to 6-10. Lakota East falls to 7-8. Thanks go out to our staff tonight. Our producer was Reed Mouse. Our videographer was John Abney. Our statistician was Mia Van Winkle. Again, Nathan Dudukovich, the game winner. He had a team-high 12 points. For Sean Van Winkle, I'm Geoff Kim. We bid you good night from Liberty Township.